Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins actually found in breast milk. We're the first and only U.S.-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We even conducted the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in a quarter century, with clinically proven benefits like easier digestion, less spit up, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. And we make our own formula in the USA and our very own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Hey, Adam Culbertson here. Before we begin, we got a promo from another independent podcast, so when you finish this episode, make sure you go and check them out.
A dead acolyte, her puzzle box, a city festering with secrets, and 4 individuals working to uncover those secrets, as well as those contained within each other.
Individuals. I think of myself more as a hero of Mithrin.
Well, I didn't sign up for any of this hero business. I call myself a researcher, because that's what I am.
That's all rubbish. We are adventurers. We will squeeze every drop of adventure out of this city or die trying.
Join us on the adventure by listening to Little Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast, and by following us on Twitter at PodRealms.
May your journey be successful. Damn it, Candace.
What?
Steal your mind for eldritch horrors of the universe unknown. For what is to follow is a tale of intrigue, mystery, and madness. You're listening to Microphones and Monsters.
I mean, I can go. It's pretty quick.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and go? Because Aleister already got something.
Okay.
Yeah. So Victor, is a level 10 monk. He's got 10 key points. I rolled a 3 for HP, so I got another 4. So I'm at 55 now. Very formidable. Very glad I have the 15 temp hit points. And my movement speed went up, so I now, unarmored, can move 60 feet with a slow fall of 50. And, oh, right, purity of body. At 10th level, your mastery of the key flowing through you makes you immune to disease and poison.
Nice.
So bring it on, Dagon.
Yeah.
Round two at Dagon will not go
Well,
the
that
same.
was Venom. That was Venom.
Venom's poison. It's the same thing.
Well,
It's the same thing.
Actually.
Don't you start. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's mean. You can't just negate every level up I have. It's like, oh, I'll just use my monk ability to stop him from making me walk off the roof. Don't you
I just
do that
wanted to
me
mention the
again.
fact that venomous and poisonous aren't the same thing.
Yeah. I am curious.
As
though.
ridiculous as that sounds.
Well, poisonous and it suggests that it's actually detrimental to you to ingest. Venomous,
yeah, but
like
when's the last time I ingested something that was poison? When's the last time?
Well-
Did we ingest poison damage from all those bad guys that hit us? Is my
Point-
Dow? Are people swallowing my Dow?
The venom does count as a poison condition.
Thank you.
within the context of
Thank you,
D&D. Within the context of D&D, it makes no distinction between venom and poison.
That's all I care about when we're talking into these microphones is the context of D&D. I don't care about the real world. Otherwise, I wouldn't move 60 feet.
People swallowing my Dow.
But
I mean, you can make them swallow your Dow.
I could. That would be unpleasant for them. But that's about
Yeah.
all for my level up. It wasn't super complicated this time.
Yeah.
It was real basic. I don't have infusions and stuff like that. I just have the stuff that I bought, but that's not magic. That just is stuff that I bought in a store. So,
Yeah.
Money's power.
Yep.
Yeah. Money
Well, I
Money
spent
got
more
you a
money.
lot of cool little things
It
that you
did.
can use later, which
Cool little things,
Yeah.
like Victor's gradually getting a utility belt like Batman, It's just all in his backpack. He just reaches over his shoulder and pulls out whatever he needs.
yeah.
It's much better than a diaper.
Yes, it's much better than a diaper.
Yes.
But do you have a gold bar in your bag?
No. Oh?
No.
Wait,
I
did you
don't have a
wait,
gold bar.
No, wait, no.
Well,
you
baby
were gi-
had a gold bar
you were-
and gave it
you
to
were given
Aleister.
You were given the gold bar, I thought.
No,
Did you sell
I
it?
wasn't. No, every
Aleister-
single time. someone's
Aleister
handed
has
us
the
money-
gold bar.
Okay.
Every time we earn money, unless it's directly put in Victor's bank account, I don't get it. If someone else picks the money up, because you guys care more about money than I do. I just spend it more than you do.
I don't care about it. I keep
That's the only
forgetting
time
I
y'all
have
been
it.
paid outside of getting paid.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Yeah.
the
but like the
heist.
the only real time we've received money outside of just all of us receiving money.
I don't know. The perks of the job
I
are
don't know,
pretty
you
cool.
someone pickpocketed those bodies back in the Beast. I remember that.
oh yeah, y'all did. Y'all split
I
it.
think. Did we?
I thought you did.
it's-
Oh
I
no,
don't-
Julian kept it.
No,
yeah.
Julian kept it. Julian kept the money. That's what I'm saying. Every time we stumble on money, Victor doesn't get
That
it.
was back in my bitter phase. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, there we go.
I've
You've
lightened
come out
up.
of your shell and gotten into a much larger one.
Yeah. That's great.
Julian is a crab.
I'm a crab.
Yes, he's a crab. He was inspired by
Oh,
the
he's a crust. He's a crustacean.
Yeah.
He's a crustacean.
He's a,
He just needs to
the
coat it in
custodian.
gold.
Ahoy, Victor.
But yeah, but that's all the leveling up that Victor did. So I mean, when it comes to like if we had a few days on our own, I mean, Victor would probably go to the crypt and talk a bit with Luth and ask him like the bodies about which ones might give better stuff. And he might make some of that brain juice, but I don't know the rules on how much brain juice I can make because Vic seemed to make it in an instant. And so, I mean, they've got unlimited bodies. I could just have like 37, 38, only those two numbers of brain juice. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of limits you want to put on that.
Well, you need the component, like the chemical component to filter it, basically.
Okay. Where do I get that?
But there would be some in the lab, and I would say you'd have enough. You can make 5 vials. Yeah.
Okay. And you said they're plus what mod?
What, 3 plus 3?
Plus 3? Okay.
Yeah.
So if I've got 5 of them, Victor would probably make, I don't know how they label them in game, but he would probably make a strength one. He'd make 2 constitution, an intelligence, and a wisdom. Because it goes directly off the main ability scores, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the bruise enhance a particular ability.
Yeah.
For a shorter amount of time. Victor might make a brew too. just for old times. Just to not feel completely inadequate. To
make some alcohol, make some drugs.
Yep, exactly.
Cook up some drugs in the lab, brew some, make some homebrew.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's Victor's thing. He
yeah.
Food,
So yeah, you have those vials, and those can be used on other people like Julian and Aleister too.
Yes.
Without getting the memories.
Right.
And it's injected, not eaten.
Yeah. I've got the injector.
Which Vic gave you the injector gun, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be pretty much what Victor would do. It wouldn't be that complicated, at all. That it's pretty simple.
Victor's gonna gather everybody up for vaccinations.
Topical. Not at the time of release, maybe. It might. Probably still will be.
Yeah. It won't be quite as topical, but
yeah. Hopefully everybody's gone through it by then.
I don't know. Vaccines are pretty topical.
How long does the brain juice last?
Yeah.
How long does it last? I forget.
What did I say? It's a fleeting high. So I'd say 5 minutes. Like you get the +3, but you get it for 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, because the brews lasted for like an hour, I think, because it was like
no, it's 15 minutes.
Are you sure? I don't know. I thought it was.
I think it depended on the type of brew.
Yeah,
because I don't remember. You drink one drink, you're not going to be drunk for an hour, or like be buzzed for an hour.
What if you have a low constitution and.
I thought I said 15 minutes because you drank it.
I honestly can't remember. That's why.
Because
I just can't remember.
You drank it in the tower before facing off against
right
TPM, and and I think I said 15 minutes.
Okay, that works.
Which that's a pretty long time in combat. Brews last longer. The high is from the brain juice is very fleeting. So
cool. That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, but that's about all I would do.
All right.
Pretty eventful couple days. Victor would chill.
All right, and I will say there was more of like the chemical inside the lab, but you didn't want to use it all just in case somebody else needed it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I figured Victor would be very mindful of that. And Aleister, what did you get?
Well, Aleister's is going to be really, 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 really straightforward here. Only really got two things aside from health. With health, gotten an additional 6 HP up to 72. Remaining the resident tank.
19 strength, 72 HP.
Yeah.
Warlock.
Why do we need Victor again?
Tiny cat that's a little bit bigger.
So the other two
literally
things.
Just the cook now.
But among the other two things, there's a new cantrip, which there's basically nothing else cantrip wise that I really need or want. Because I've gotten pretty much all of the like out of combat utility kind of stuff, and like there's no reason to have a combat cantrip outside of Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, just to illustrate how completely pointless this pick is, I got True Strike, which is arguably the most pointless spell ever.
What's that do?
I can take an action to cast this spell to allow me to get advantage on my first attack roll against a specified target the next turn.
Oh wow, no.
So in other words, I can use my action this turn to give myself advantage next turn on one attack roll when I get multiple, and get one additional roll to try and hit better, versus just doing my Eldritch Blast 2 turns consecutively and getting technically better than advantage on both of those because I can hit multiple times instead of just 1 for 2 rolls.
Yeah, But if you're in a position where you can't attack for some reason and you needed to attack next turn, it might be useful because your first Eldritch Blast is more powerful, so you could get advantage on hitting with that one, right?
Well, the first one that I hit with.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Point being is like
Devil's
the
advocate.
amount of times that's really going to be useful are very negligible because there are very few times where I'm going to be able to see the target to be able to use True Strike that I'm not going to be able to Eldritch Blast it. But anyway, the other thing, which is the much more important part of level 10 and maybe one of the best things in the entirety of leveling for Aleister, especially in the context of this campaign, is Alien Perspective. 10th level, you have advantage on saving throws against effects that would cause your actions to be determined by a die roll by the GM or by other creatures, such as Confusion or Symbol Insanity. You also have advantage on saving throws against effects that would give you the Charmed condition, the Frightened condition, Madness, Insanity, or one or more levels of Dread.
These all sound useless. Why did you take this?
So yeah, basically I get advantage on saving throws against just about anything that I don't want.
Okay.
I can't
Dread.
be poisoned anymore, and we clarified that it includes venom.
I mean, granted, it doesn't help me on
Victor's been
things like
honing his body to make sure poison doesn't affect it anymore.
Granted, it doesn't help me on things like poison, unless that poison like caused me to lose control of my character.
Or your bowels.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does losing control of your bowels count as losing control of your character?
Yes. By
Yeah,
definition.
I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, so
like being paralyzed and
so I think
hallucination.
I think paralyze is a little different because it's not determined by a die roll or the DM or
Yeah, that's
or
true.
a creature. It's just you're paralyzed and can't move.
Yeah.
which is a little different.
Yeah.
What about stuns? Would that work?
Like stuns would still work. Like it
Yeah,
wouldn't. It
stuns.
wouldn't apply against stuns.
Okay, cool.
But like anything like confusion, which like causes me to have to roll a die to determine how I act, like gets advantage against that. Anything that's like a charm or a fear or like any kind of insanity or
Yeah.
the GM taking control of my character or a creature taking control of my character
Or the dread.
or dread,
The dread.
the dread.
I was given.
But no,
the
I
dread.
mean, it's not a guarantee.
It's not
but
guaranteed,
you
but
have a better chance
having
of not
that
falling the dread.
advantage, having that advantage definitely is nice. It gives you an extra chance to not completely botch the roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a reason why Victor brewed a wisdom potion, or drug or whatever.
Yeah, you cooked up a wisdom.
I
With some
cooked
brain
up some
juice.
wisdom, which is essentially dread resistance.
Yeah.
I've already got a built-in disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, so does Aleister.
Yeah.
He's got the negative as well. All right. Was there anything else Aleister wanted to do during this downtime?
No, I think Aleister's pretty good. He feels well rested.
Okay. Basically slept the
Stronger
whole
than ever.
time. Got your strength
Yeah,
up.
Exactly.
He's working out in his
I mean,
dreams.
Aleister feels like he could pull a bus.
We'll have to put that theory to the
Probably
test.
could. Oh man.
Poor Victor.
All right, so that's the end of the leveling up part of this, and just like your downtime kind of deal. And yeah, Sarah wanted to get y'all together down inside of the seal room.
Okay, I will actually kind of, I'll stow the mech suit for now, just because I've been in it for a long period of time, and I will just do wheelchair Julian for the moment.
Yeah, I figured you'd probably be in the wheelchair most of the time
Yeah,
during the downtime too. You stealthily wheeled up to Aleister and put the boots on.
like just
He applied liberal amounts of WD-40 before trying.
Yes.
like I did that and then picked up the wheel and just spun it as hard as I could. No sound.
Yeah.
You gotta use that. You gotta use the 3-in-1 oil. That's
There you
really
go.
good.
That's
for
what it
lubricating
is.
the joints. Yeah.
And yeah, so y'all take the elevator down Manrose seal room. Oh, that was a weird. Ugh.
Ooh, you okay, Manrose?
I mean, you sounded like a
Sounded
seal.
like a seal.
Seal room.
Or.
and then he clapped his hands in front of him with his elbows down to the side.
And the door opens.
He's standing on a ball.
Someone throw him a fish. But you throw a
While you're
fish.
at it,
and
you
then
can throw
both-
me a fish.
Yes, say both Manrose and Aleister go for the fish. All right.
Manrose is not a seal. He's a gnome.
Well, we're going to the seal room. That's where all the seals are. Guys, have I misunderstood something?
You've totally misunderstood. Like, this is where Seal the artist is.
Oh, this is where Kiss by a Rose was done.
We've made all these jokes before, too.
And we're going to make them again.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all are in
called-
there.
it's
I
called
guess
continuity.
Victor, Aleister, you didn't
Yes.
really spend any time in. I mean, you saw whenever some of the stuff was getting set up. Victor, you have not been in the seal room since
haven't?
everything. No, you haven't.
Okay.
So it's not this just. Well, I mean, it's still at a very expansive, like, white magical room, but there's all this equipment, like, that's hooked up, and y'all get to where the seal is, and there's a bunch of stuff connected to the actual, like, portal seal that's there. And you see Evangeline and Sarah waiting for you.
Wow, they've
There's a
been
lot more
busy.
to it now than whenever Aleister had last been in there, because you basically slept this whole time.
Oh, hello. It seems y'all have been doing a lot of good work here.
And what did Victor say? I didn't hear you.
I said, wow, you guys have been busy. What does this button do?
No, don't do that.
Please don't press anything. Evangeline has been very busy on getting things set up, and we are starting to understand the portal a lot more with the help of Julian, of course. And we are able to sense slightly of what Julian is able to sense, but it seems like we do need Julian to pinpoint the exact location that we're getting a sense of some otherworldly power from. Possible threat.
Oh. So you just want me to reach back out again, or am I trying to focus on something in particular?
It's attuned right now to a specific area of the multiverse. We need you to pinpoint that exact location.
Okay. All right. I'll do my best. I'll walk up to the machine. I can't remember how we did this.
You stick
before.
your hand in.
Oh shit. Hey, look, it's that robot cat.
Yeah, the robot cat is in there. Like, it's just not.
Does the robot
moving.
cat talk?
It's not moving.
It's not what I asked.
Yeah. You'd know if it talked. You'd be getting insulted right now.
I mean, you can ask about the robot cat.
I'm afraid to.
That's why you're
Never mind.
casually reaching into the portal of doom.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into the portal of doom.
All right.
And, what do I see/feel?
All right. So you completely, like, it feels like you leave your body and you're in this expansive space again. And you're seeing all these worlds, and you're able to kind of, like, hone in on each one, and you're finding things that, like, there's no life at all in some of them, and some of them there's very primitive advancement and all that kind of stuff. Very, very opposite of the last place you went to. And you come across one, and you're definitely sensing something bad.
Okay.
And
is this like familiar bad, or is this?
No, nothing that you've experienced.
Okay. I'm not getting any
And
yellow
you
vibes.
No. It's not yellow.
How are you doing?
Next channel.
It's a water planet. No.
Stop looking in my house.
Well, if it's a water planet, Aleister wouldn't be very happy, but it would at least be dry.
yeah, that is true. So you kind of dive into that world and kind of zoom in.
So it is water planet.
No, it's not a water planet. It is not a water planet. But you kind of focus in on, you focus in on the energy, and you kind of come in and you see this small village, very, very primitive looking. Definitely the most primitive you've ever seen. There is no advanced technology and stuff like that. But you are kind of drawn towards the mountain that's next to it. It's kind of in the valley next to this very large mountain. And as you're drawn to the mountain, you're definitely sensing this odd aura coming from the mountain, and you start to feel nauseous.
Gross.
And it kicks you out.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
nauseous.
And yeah, you're
okay. And then I will immediately
you're not pushed back this time. You're more just you take your hand out, and you feel like you're gonna.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll immediately hurl on the ground.
Okay.
The beautiful white seal room.
Just puke all on the ground. Ugh. Oh God.
What's wrong?
Oh, it wasn't your cooking, I promise. It was, so I looked in the machine and I saw a place that's, the opposite of where we went. So, you know how it was all crazy giant buildings and stuff flying around and robot future people?
So it's all tiny buildings and nothing is flying around.
Well, I mean, the buildings aren't very big, but it's more like,
huts
and sticks and rocks.
I heard a faint yabba dabba doo in the distance.
like very, very primitive town. I guess there could be an inn or something like that, but it's definitely all wood buildings. It's more primitive than
it's like
Eliana's place.
Averdale.
Yeah, it's kind of
Averdale,
like
yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Averdale, and Bandrose was talking about another game when I was in the elevator earlier. It was Trail Seeker. It was kind of like the game we played, but it's like old timey, knights and dragons and stuff. It was I don't know, it was weird. He talked about it for a while. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of like that. So, but I looked at a mountain, and I looked at it too long, and it made me the most sick I've felt in a while. Hence the wipe my face. Hence the vomit.
Yeah, Victor's been looking around for a mop. Try to help. Some sawdust.
Kitty litter.
So a mountain made you nauseous?
Yes. A mountain made me nauseous, which, in our line of work is the right place.
Hey everybody, it's Steven. So, bit more of a calm episode. Just some level up information. And, apparently, Julian's a GPS now. Because he drank a magic blood pool at the end of the last season. So he can put his hand in portal and they can pinpoint it with the computer or something. I don't know, I'm just as confused as Victor was about the whole thing. But yeah, it reminds me of, anyone see that movie Flight of the Navigator? From like years ago, like the 80s, where like the kid like taken by aliens, and then the alien put like the map of space in his brain, and then had to come back and get his help somehow or something. It's a fun movie. You should check it out. Flight of the Navigator. It's an old Disney kids movie. Voice of Paul Rubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, was the voice of the spaceship. Pointless trivia hour with Steven here. Anyway. You want to make sure to go and check out microphonesandmonsters.com. It's got links to stuff on it. I say this stuff every time. We usually say this stuff every time at the end of the episode, because who knows, this might be your first episode. If it is, then I'm really sorry. You should probably listen to the previous 136 episodes so you know what's going on. But yeah, the website's got links to listen to the podcast. So if it is your first episode, it's right there. You just go to that website. I don't know how you got this, but it's got every way to get it otherwise on the website. And so you check that out. It's got link to our merch store, so you can go and buy stuff with our logo on it, or our characters and stuff. And that's super cool. It's got our Patreon on it. So if you really liked this episode and you don't even need any context, you're just like, these people know what they're doing, and then you just want to throw money at us, then you can do that. You don't have to. Podcast is always free, but we really do appreciate any support that you can offer, even if it's just moral support. You can check out, you can hit us up on Discord, and let us know that we're cool there too, and that's just as good. All music for this episode was written and produced by Marco Mazzei of Fallen Highway Studios, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.